What are we going to expect from this? So India finally has an opposition to talk about.
Oh yes.
Right.
Oh yes.
We've not had that opposition
to
shout about. Okay. For the last 10 years, we did not have an opposition. Now we finally have an opposition. How are we going to see? Are they going to stick together in Parliament?
Oh yes.
Speak in the same voice, or there's going to be a ruckus? Is there going to be more ruckus in Parliament? Because the last time around, when, literally the Parliament was not allowed to function for whatever reasons. I'm not going into that. For Manipur, Prime Minister not going there, etc., etc. There were problems. The Parliament did not function. This time around, what do we expect in the next Parliament session from this Parliament with a new and improved tally, so to speak?
First things first, you have to understand that Narendra Modi presents an existential crisis for every politician of India, especially the politicians in the BJP. He has a file on every cabinet minister, let me tell you. Narendra Modi, the cult of Modi, the way it has been built is complete dominance of one man. As Abhijit said, no cabinet. Go to Uttar Pradesh, it's the same story. Yogi Adityanath and his bureaucrats run the state. The MLAs have no say in how the government is run. Now, Vasundhara Raje. Will she stay quiet? There are many Vasundhara Rajes. Raman Singh. As they say in Uttar Pradesh, it's a crude word, but wo khunnas kha ke baithe hai na, like, yaar, mauka do humko mauka, and that's what Abhigyan also says, now the leaks will start. So, Narendra Modi presents an existential crisis, and if you don't stick together, he will decimate you. He has taken support from Naveen Patnaik for years and years. Naveen Patnaik has backed him. They were in alliance talks.
Yes.
BJD and BJP were in alliance talks 1.5 to 2 months ago, just before the election began. But look what he's done to Naveen Patnaik. The threat posed by Narendra Modi is a very real threat to many politicians. If Kamal Nath was willing to join the BJP, it was to save Nakul. If Sharad Pawar was contemplating perhaps going back with Dada and reuniting with the BJP, it was to secure the legacy of Supriya Sule. Narendra Modi has made India center around him. The entire polity of the world's highest democracy has been centered on one man.
Okay, now 200 about the opposition.
Yes, I'm coming to it. I'm coming
strategy,
to it. Your question was what? Will they stick together? And this is exactly why they'll stick together. You have seen the monster. Now you have the monster on his knees. You must tame the monster. The monster is still there. He's in your midst. Don't allow him to stand up. Tame the monster. 236 members of parliament. Can they suspend all 236 members of parliament now?
Clearly not. So
and you know the amount of noise that the Samajwadi MPs are going to make now in the Lok Sabha? You have 35 Samajwadi party, and Samajwadis, let me tell you, and I have a little bit of that in me, we're street fighters. We are street fighters. I might have all my fancy degrees from the UK. I might be a barrister at law. But the reason I went to the Samajwadi party was I'm a street fighter. The Samajwadi party will fight tooth and nail now. Akhilesh Yadav is seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Akhilesh Yadav, today I'm telling you, the mood in Samajwadi party is not euphoric. The mood in Samajwadi party is the little done, the vast undone. Because the real prize for the Samajwadi party, the real prize for Akhilesh Yadav is 5 Kalidas Marg in Lucknow. And till Akhilesh Yadav becomes Chief Minister in 2027, the Samajwadi Party worker won't rest. The battle begins today. What happens to Yogi Adityanath? Will Yogi Adityanath be blamed for the defeat? Will Modi Shah now place the defeat at the feet of Yogi Adityanath and say, as Chief Minister, you must take moral responsibility? The Rajputs and the Thakurs are already fuming in Uttar Pradesh. And please remember, the Thakurs have traditionally, in the SP of Mulayam Singh Yadav, have always been with the Samajwadi. It is because now they have a Thakur face in Yogi that they have gravitated towards the BJP. And don't forget the youth anger. Do you know why UP has voted this way? Simple reason. You can't conduct one examination without the paper being leaked. You have these students in Prayagraj and Allahabad preparing for these examinations for months, sometimes years on end, and the paper gets leaked. So none of the government jobs, first of all, there are no private sector jobs, right? And the government postings themselves don't get filled. Like, 50,000 constable posts, 6 lakh people applying for it, right? You're not able to conduct an examination. Ayodhya jhanki hai, Kashi Mathura baki hai. Kya hai ye? Okay. The India of today, most of the youth of today probably were born after the Babri was demolished.
Okay, now let's just take a round robin quickly.